let us talk about headward erosion first. Remember in our previous sessions, guys, we said that we've got three types of erosion. We've got vertical erosion, otherwise known as downward erosion. We have got a lateral erosion, which is otherwise known as the sideways erosion. We also have got headward erosion, which is otherwise known as the backward erosion. So we said last time we explained further on the vertical erosion and the lateral erosion on the river profile. Because I told you guys about vertical erosion is the one that is responsible for making valleys to be deep. Lateral erosion, it makes the valleys to be wide. That is what I said last time. But now I told you guys that we're going to talk more about headward erosion when we get to river capture concept. So now the headward erosion, whenever we're talking about headward erosion, the other term that you can use to refer to it, we can otherwise say is a backward erosion. So it's a backward erosion. So in a backward erosion, it means that the river is actually eroding opposite to its course, or the river is eroding in the opposite direction to where it is flowing. So let's say that your river is flowing towards this direction, but you only find out that it is eroding backwards, or it is eroding in the opposite direction. It is removing the materials that are on its back, but it is flowing in this front direction. Okay, so we are going to look at an image that illustrates how does this headward erosion process happen first, before we get to know what is a river capture. Okay, so when you say that erosion that takes place backwards towards the source of a river upstream, this is known as the headward erosion. It takes place backwards, so it means that the river, as I've told you guys, it is reversing, or it is eroding towards its source. All right, upstream. And then the other thing, let's try to see how does that happen so that we kind of have an idea of how this headward erosion process happens. So guys, here we have got a river, right? And then this river is flowing in this direction. I think that is pretty clear that the direction of flow for this river is this direction indicated by these red arrows. And this river, it is encountering this sharp change in gradient. So this is a sharp change in gradient here. It's known as a Knick point, but for now, do not name it as anything because I want us to talk about Knick points at a later stage. But basically, when the river encounters this sharp change in gradient, it is forced to fall here. So the water, when it gets here, it is forced to fall down here, creating a waterfall. So you guys already know what a waterfall is, right? A waterfall is just water that is falling from a higher place to a lower place. So basically here, we are having water that is flowing in a river. And as this water is flowing, it encounters a sharp change in gradient. We say it's known as a sharp change in gradient, basically because the gradient is changing rapidly here. The water is forced to change direction of flow immediately. So we say that now the water is falling. That's why we say we have got a waterfall. So whenever we're talking about a waterfall, it is just water that is flowing over a rocky area, or water that is flowing over an area where there is a sharp change in the gradient, or an area whereby you guys can see that, right? To say the water was flowing in this direction and all of a sudden the water has to fall down here. All right. So now in such an area, you guys should know from your grade 11 that we have got hard rock that is found on top. Whenever we have got these topographic features, right? We always have got hard rock on top. Then we have got soft rock at the bottom. We have hard rock on top, and then we've got soft rock at the bottom. So the hard rock, according to what you learned in grade 11, when you're talking about the rock that is found on top, it is known as the hard cap rock. So it is the hard cap rock. So it is the hard cap rock. So the hard cap rock is usually made up of igneous rock. So basically it is igneous rock, because remember the igneous rock, guys, it is way more strong, and it is more resistant to erosion. So it is hard cap rock that is more resistant. So it is more resistant to erosion. So it means that this rock is not easily eroded, or this rock is not easily washed away. It's not easily broken away. All right. So basically, we want to try and see what does that have to do with headward erosion. Okay. I want you to note something, grade 12s. I said that this river is flowing in this direction. You guys can see the direction clearly. The river is flowing in this direction. But I'm saying, Mina, it's going to erode backwards. Okay, or it's going to remove the materials here at the back. All right. So you will only find out that your river would actually erode all of this material that we have here. All of this material will end up becoming eroded. It is actually eroding the materials that are opposite to its direction. You notice the river is going that direction, but it's going to remove materials that are at its back. Let's try to say it more practically so that you guys can understand. Okay. So now, as this water is flowing down the Cape Rock, what happens? Right? This is what happens. Right? The softer rock, guys, it is eroded easily. Soft rock, guys, it is less resistant. That is what you need to know. Whenever I'm talking about soft rock, I'm talking about less resistant. So soft rock has got less resistance, right? This is less resistant. So a soft rock is less resistant. So it means that it is easily eroded, less resistant to erosion. So basically, when the water continues flowing and falling down in this manner, it actually erodes, or it actually removes the materials, the softer rock. So the softer rock is actually eroded, guys. The softer rock is being eroded by the water. And when you look carefully, guys, remember that at first the softer rock was able to reach this level. You guys realize that the softer rock was able to reach this level here. This is the level the softer rock was able to reach. But now, because what has happened, erosion of this softer rock has happened. So basically, you can now see that the softer rock has been eroded away. So this is more like we have got an empty space here. So this is now an empty space here. But remember, guys, at first, how did it look like? At first, what happened? It had a lot of materials, soft rock and whatnot. All of this region that I'm highlighting with yellow, it had softer rock. It had some rocks, guys. Softer rocks, we're talking about sedimentary rocks. It had layers of sedimentary rock. But because the water keeps on falling and keeps on falling and keeps on falling, it is washing away all of these, guys. So it is washing away. Remember, it was like this. Let's just remove it again. Remember, guys, it was like this, right? The softer rock was able to reach at this level. Please pay careful attention to this one, okay? So the softer rock was able to reach at this level, grade 12s. And the softer rock being able to reach at this level, the water, the more it was falling, it was washing away these contents. It was washing away the less resistant rock because it is easily eroded. Guys, soft rock is less resistant, easy to erode, easy to remove, or easy to wash away. So that is why what happened here. So it was now removed and we ended up remaining with just an empty space here. And then the water started filling all this environment. So now we've got a lot of water filling all this environment. Okay, and what will you remain with here? You just remain with something like this. So now do you see how it looks like now? Remember, guys, our softer rock was able to reach this level. Our softer rock, where was it able to reach? It was able to reach this level here. I think people can see it. Yeah, but basically our softer rock, guys, I just want to make sure that you guys see what I'm talking about. Our softer rock, it was able to reach this level, but now it has been washed away. it has been washed away because it is easily eroded. So now, what do you notice here, guys, about the hard rock? Like when we remove the softer rock, what can you comment on about this hard rock? What can you say about it? Yes, a Mpho, is it?
So you see,
Yes.
since or this the soft rock is eroding, the hard rock will eventually break off and then ease, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly, guys. The cap rock, the hard cap rock, it is actually not balanced anymore. Because, guys, remember, at first it was balanced, right? At first, the cap rock was balanced because the softer rock was reaching this level. We had something like this. We had a softer rock that was reaching this level. All of this region, it had softer rock. But now we have eroded that away, Great House. We've eroded that away such that we remained with nothing to support this remaining hard cap rock on top. So although the cap rock, it is resistant to erosion, I agree, it is resistant, but Great House, it will be left unbalanced there. So the more the water flows down here, grade 12s, the more the water is flowing down here. The more the water flows down here, what is actually happening? The more the water flows down here, the more this water flows down and flows down and flows down. It is actually going to make the cap rock even more weaker because it doesn't have anything to balance it down here. So by force of gravity, you guys already know that when this cap rock is just experiencing the force of the water, it will actually break down. Okay. And when it breaks down, let's see what happens. So when this cap rock breaks down, we expect all right, it's fine. Okay, did I even break it down here for my animation? Looks like I didn't break it down, but it's fine. So just to explain what I was saying, guys, this headward erosion, when you explain it, you say that it is caused by softer rocks. So we've got softer rocks or less resistant rocks that undercut backwards. Guys, this statement is very important. This is softer rocks that is being undercut backwards. When you're talking about being undercut backwards, I'm just explaining what I was saying, guys, to say that the softer rock was able to reach this level here, but it was eroded. It was eroded in which direction? Backwards, like in the opposite direction as the flow of the river. If you look at this arrow, it was an arrow trying to describe what this soft rock that we are eroding. It is being eroded in that direction. The water is eroding the soft rock towards that direction, or it is removing the materials that are found in that direction. And that is opposite to where the river is going, because the river, in actual fact, is going there, rituals. The river itself is going that direction. So if the river is going that direction, rituals, yet it is eroding the materials towards that other direction, that is backward. That's why we say that it is being undercut backwards. All right. So the softer rock or the less resistant rock is being undercut backwards. So this hard rock, as Mpho mentioned, would say it is left unsupported. It is left unsupported, or it is left with no support because we've removed the softer rock that was balancing it at the bottom. So it will fall off at the end of the day. So the hard rock will fall off. So you'll actually find out that after the hard rock falls off, you'll find out that now it will fall off this part, this portion. It will just break and it will fall off. Okay, although I didn't design my animation to do that, but I want you guys to imagine it. This part will just fall off. This part of the rock will fall off. So you already now know that your water, as it is flowing down, it will now no longer be able to reach where it was reaching at first, Gretos. Let's just talk about that. All right. This water, you see it is flowing down here, like down here, down this cap rock. But now, if it happens that this part falls off, this part, if it falls off, what will happen? This part, if it falls off, you already know that the water will start falling here at this position. So your water will start falling here at this position. So the waterfall will start being here. The waterfall will start being here. It will no longer be falling here at the first position, because remember, guys, that this rock, all of this portion, it will fall off, it will break apart, the 12s. Do you guys kind of imagine that? Because I wasn't able to, I don't know what happened, but I wasn't able to complete this animation for you guys to see it happen. But what I'm trying to say here, grade 12s, is that at first our river's water was falling in this direction, reaching this point. But now, because of what happened? The softer rock was undercut, or it was undercut backwards. The softer rock was eroded backwards. And when the softer rock was eroded backwards, the hard rock was left unsupported. This portion, specifically, this portion of the hard rock, grade 12s, it was left unsupported. This section of the hard rock, it was left unsupported, such that it broke down and it falls off. So just imagine that it has fallen off, and now your cap rock, it's now reaching this level. Your cap rock is now reaching this level that I'm highlighting in purple. This is now where your hard rock is reaching. So now this means that whenever the water is flowing, grade 12s, the water, as it is flowing, it will start falling here. So the waterfall will start being here. So do you see that the waterfall is actually moving, guys? Because the waterfall, it was here, like the water was falling at this point, but now your water will now change and it will start flowing at this other point. Do you guys realize that the waterfall is actually moving, or the waterfall is migrating backwards, or the waterfall is actually migrating backwards opposite to the flow of the river? Because the river, is going there, but the waterfall keeps on retreating, grade 12s. The waterfall keeps on retreating. The waterfall keeps on going back, right? That's why we say it's known as backward erosion, guys. The river is going there, yes, I know, but as the river goes there, it keeps on eroding the materials at its back, causing us to have a waterfall that is moving backwards. So it is a backward erosion, headward erosion. We call it those terms. Is that clear, Greta?
Yes, sir.
Yes, guys. I'll try to complete the animation so that I can show you guys fully how does headward erosion happen. If you guys are interested, I will try to complete the animation whenever I get time. But I want you guys to have an idea, because this one will even help you when it comes to what else besides the river capture. This one can also help you understand the river grading. When you're talking about a waterfall, it is not always found in the same place in a river. A waterfall always retreats, or the waterfall always goes backwards. So it always retreats. And you guys already know that water flows from a higher lying area to a lower lying area, right? Or we say that water flows from upstream to downstream. So we can say that as the river is flowing, it is coming from upstream. It is coming from a high lying area, and it is going towards a lower lying area, or it is going downstream there. So here, let me just say this is downstream. So it is going to a lower lying area. So we can say that the water is flowing from upstream to downstream. The water, it is like flowing from a higher lying area, like a mountain, and it is flowing down. But the actual waterfall, is actually migrating upstream. When you say that the waterfall migrates upstream, please write that term down, guys. The waterfall migrates upstream. The waterfall migrates upstream. I repeat again. The waterfall, grade 12s, it does what? It migrates upstream. What does this mean? It means that as the river flows from upstream to downstream, or as the river flows from a higher lying area to a lower lying area, what happens? The waterfall itself, it is retreating back. The waterfall itself, it is actually being eroded to keep on moving. I mean, guys, you already seen that the waterfall was here at first, but after eroding everything with the Cape Rock itself, now your waterfall is here. If this process continues to happen, your waterfall will end up becoming here and your water will start falling here now. So basically what's happening there, the waterfall is going back, right? The waterfall is retreating back. It is going backwards. That's why we say it's known as backwards erosion, aka headward erosion, because it is eroding towards the back of the stream. It is retreating upstream. Are we to?
Yes.
Yes, guys. All right, awesome. So this is known as headward erosion, great jobs. I hope that you guys kind of have a bit of a better understanding now on what headward erosion is. We are also going to explain this later on when we deal with river grading, because you guys would need to understand headward erosion, especially the waterfall, guys. Please make sure that you always talk about the waterfall, to say that as headward erosion is occurring, the waterfall actually retreats backwards, or it moves backwards, or it moves upstream. You can use all of those terms. But I wanted you guys to see how does this headward erosion process occur? How does water end up eroding something on its back? Ekben is going in the front direction. All right. Are we together, Kratos?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to save this video and separate it from the river capture one, because I wanted us to talk more about headward erosion first. All right.